So, hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. It's G. I'm leaving work for the weekend. Yes, we finished early. I'm doing part-time. The last bit that just came on the radio there was about Netflix buying something for Warner, something for something billion. I'm like, I used to work in TV, right? So when I hear these big numbers like billion and trillion, I'm like, really? And I don't even think that's just a TV thing. That's just when I hear those things, like anything 100 million and above, I immediately think of all the starving children, all the homeless people, all the injustices in the world that need money. That's all I think about when I hear a lot of money, especially for like one or two entities. If it was like a group of small businesses, that's fine. But when it's like one or two and you're like saying trillion and billion, I'm like, what? Anyway, that was what was on the radio. I have not listened to commercial radio in ages. Like ages and ages and ages and ages. So I happened to have Radio 1 on this morning, very briefly, before I started listening to my Bible reading, because I'm quite behind. And so it was just still on. It was nice to hear Greg James' voice. I've not listened to him. It was the only person I listened to on Radio 1 for years after Chris Moyles. And I haven't listened to radio in, I want to say maybe since earlier this year, like before I left my other job, not the one I got made redundant from. Anyway, so I finished week 1 at the new job. Well, it was all of 3 days, but I finished, and it was good. It was really good. And it's very manual. I meant to record something on day 1 because I look so glamorous. Today's dress down day, apparently. And I say apparently because they look dressed down or smart casual to me every day. So day 1 and day 2, I was quite dressed up. And day 3, today's dressed down, so I'm wearing trainers, I'm wearing some sort of zebra pants, like summer pants, because it is hot in there. It is very, very hot in there, in that office. But I don't go anywhere without my fan, so I'm okay. But it's very manual. Everything is manual. Everything is on paper. And it's basically stuff I was doing 20 years ago. No, 20 years ago, yeah, that I'm doing again when I started my accounting career. So it's kind of nice to go back to do retro stuff. To do retro stuff, but also it is, I don't know, it's very first of all, I'm the 5th temp in 5 weeks. So the person that was in the job told them she was retiring, and then they got somebody that was apparently really good or whatever, but what she had failed to tell them was that she had booked all of December off because she was going traveling, and she only told them this on her first day, which obviously the finance manager was fuming because she's like, you could have told us this when we're doing interviews, so we could have put that into consideration. But she was really good and she wanted to do the job, but she just couldn't because she was pre-booked. So that's number 1. Number 2 and 3, I think did one day. No, one of them did a day and then didn't come back. Another one did a day and then kept having a stomachache for like weeks and weeks. So obviously not coming back. And I think another one, they'd offered her the job and then she just didn't turn up because she got something else. And then so I'm number 5 in 5 weeks. So when I came on day 1 and they were explaining everything to me, the lady that I'm taking most of my instructions from, that I'm helping with the backlog, she and the finance manager, obviously they've checked me out, they know my qualifications or whatever. So it was like, yeah, we know your ACCA, yes, we know your FCCA, we know this is beneath you, but you sure you want to be doing this? I'm like, listen, I was made redundant in July, and right now I'll take anything. And for me, it's just nice to have somewhere to go. And I said this to them, it's so important to me that I'm helping them out. And just before I left today, they were impressed by how much I've already done in like 3 days. Because they've only explained the thing to me once. And they were like, one of the terms that they had to, she didn't get it because she was a school leaver. She just finished GCSE or something, or A levels, or no, GCSEs I think, because that's what they call school leaver. And so there was lots of errors, but errors like places where she's supposed to put a 2, she put a 5. I'm like, okay, that's common sense. But anyway, so there's that. I'm looking forward to filing. I haven't done filing in ages, because the thing about me is I like processes, I like systems, I like things to be, logical and according to whatever. So for me, it's so much fun. As in, and I keep having to tell her every day I'm leaving, like, I'm still having fun, I'm enjoying myself. And so when the ongoing joke when the health and safety guy was doing his health and safety stuff on Wednesday was like, is there even any point doing this health and safety now? Because the last 4 I did, well, the last 3 that he's done, they didn't come back for day 2. That he had actually jokingly said to them, should he do the induction on Friday? Let's see if she comes back. So that's quite funny. And yes, when I came back yesterday, I have asked for what do I call it? A day 2 bonus just for coming back. The lady I'm helping out, she didn't know that I had a dentist appointment with the kids yesterday morning. The finance manager knew, my manager knew, and so they didn't tell her, so she just thought I wasn't coming back yesterday. But no, they're good bunch of women. There are the company, because it's a subsidiary of a bigger company, they need a lot of help in terms of processing and whatever. But it's the fact that what made me laugh was that they're not even like one of the newer subsidiaries or anything, and they're still using the same methods they used from back in the 80s. And I'm like, but why are they not considering your well-being? Because they're doing some stupid hours, and they're backlogged till, I think they've been backlogged for a while, and because I think somebody left and then someone retired. So I'm doing expenses from June, July, and they're saying they still need to close for year end on the 19th or something. And I'm like, but anyway, so I'm like, yeah, but why is this not what's the word, why is this all paper based? Why is it not this? Why is it not that? But no one can really give me an answer, because it's just how it's always been. The finance manager's been there for over a decade in that particular company, but in that particular subsidiary, but in the whole company she's been there a lot longer, 20 something years. And I'm just like, I don't know how you can't, anyway, it's all very, and the office we're in now is really hot because it has no windows. You can't open for fresh air because their office flooded, so that's why they're in this makeshift office. And because of how things take so long to get done, Lord knows when they're gonna refit their office, which is right next to the kitchen, which I would definitely prefer, because it's a sojourn to go make tea and coffee. But they have an espresso, so I'm not complaining, and I don't have to make everyone tea, because I'm like, I cannot be carrying trays of hot tea for 4 people up the stairs and opening doors and things. So nah. And then I couldn't remember who wanted it milkier, who wanted one sugar. I was like, I'm not. And I said, this is the only time I'm going to do this, and I'm not doing it again. So, but I think for me as a temp, which I have not been for such a long time, it's not easy for me to hold my tongue in terms of better processes they can have. And I think because they keep saying, oh, but we've told them and they're not doing this. Oh, but we've told them they're not doing this. I'm like, okay. So after the day one and half of day two, just asking all these questions and getting all this pushback, I was like, do you know what, G? You need to just leave them alone. Do what you need to do. And, and there was a lady next to me that was getting frustrated. She had to look at some credit card statement line by line. And she was getting so frustrated about how, and I was like, I was going to help her out, like to make it quicker. But then I was reminded that she works for a different subsidiary. So until I finish the work I'm helping out with, the backlog on the one I'm on, I can't help out elsewhere. So I was like, okay. So I said, sorry, I can't help you, because I'm part-time, so I have to be mindful of, anyway. But it's nice. It was nice to get home on, what day was it? Wednesday, and not feel completely almost dead for like a first day. That first day thing. And the only reason why I was even tired was because I slept so late the night before, because I was just working on my own thing. I was working on an Excel template that I was trying to finalize for personal finances or whatever. So that's why I was tired. But apart from that, I was alright. And I am off to get something before I go home. And when I got home on Wednesday, my son was like, when I went to pick him up from school, he was like, Mommy, how was your first day? And I was like, oh, it was amazing. And my friends were checking up, my husband was checking up on me. It was just amazing that it's a big deal for not just for me but for other people. And I think, like I said before in the post, I think my last post, I was trying to understand why I wasn't maybe as excited as I normally would be to start a new job. And I think it's because, again, I didn't work hard for it. I didn't go into Viva. I didn't do this and that, like all the heavy stuff you do to get a job. I didn't do any of that. So maybe that's why. I don't know. But it's nice. It's just nice. What else is there I want to talk about? Where am I going? Am I going this way? I don't know, actually. I'm gonna go straight ahead. What else? I was gonna talk about something, but I can't remember. Anyway, in the meantime, I remember. Yesterday, I was doing some comparison. Like, there's some things that are happening at the same time, sort of. So, last time I was out of work for this long was 20 years ago. And I was also out of work for exactly 5 months. And I also started out my new job then as a temp. I remember I was covering someone's holiday. Someone was going away for a month. So I was covering her holiday. But by the time she came back, I had created a completely new role and was heading my own team. And then I ended up staying at that company for 8 years. This was Sky. So 4-week temp became, to the point where when I left Sky, I was headhunted for another like media company. And also another thing that happened, so I was jobless. I got a temp job. The finances were so bad, and because I remember it was a very painful thing, but I'd asked my dad for money, and the way he had responded to me was heartbreaking at the time. It's kind of silly when I think about it. So there was a major finance issue that happened then, and you know how when you take time to think about something, you're trying to see if there's any like how should I put it? If there's like any what's the English? Correlation. Where is this? Any correlation to the events. Like my watchword for this year, it's the uni, okay, is to pay attention. And I'm really, 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 really trying to pay attention to everything that's going on. So that's something I need to kind of sit down and think about this weekend. I know where I am now. I'm actually closer to where I'm going than I planned to be. But yeah, it's been very, very interesting, to say the least. But I'm also very grateful for everything. And a lot's been going on, but there's nothing to report at the minute. And but I do need to now plan a routine properly, so that I'm not getting caught out, with things I need to do. So I need to sit down. I almost feel like now I can finally make a plan of what I want to do, like properly. My calendars have been stuck to the wall for ages, but I haven't put anything on there because I didn't want to, maybe subconsciously, I didn't want to get into a routine then and have to get out of it and then do another routine. But at least now I can, so yeah, that is all. Have a lovely weekend, whatever you do. Remember to be kind to yourself. Remember to big up yourself. Remember to talk to yourself. Be proud of yourself. Tell yourself off when you need to, because I think that's also very, very important. And I will see you guys on my next episode. Have a good time. Bye.